Hello, artist. We had taken a peek at all these beautiful works of art last week that artists have used coils to draw with and to make beautiful pottery. And so in our case, we had done 4 practice drawings in our sketchbook planning out our coil pottery. And now is our chance to use the following tools to put it all together. And so I have a clay slab, which is about 1/4 of an inch thick. I have a trivet, and this trivet I would use to rotate my pottery as I'm working on it so I can work on all of the edges. So we're going to begin by making the base of our pottery. And to do this, we're going to take our clay tool, which is a maple stick with a point on it, and we're going to rotate around one of these tiny aluminum bowls. And this gives us a perfect circular shape to begin with. After I have that circular shape made, I'm going to begin by scoring my clay. And if you remember, scoring your clay is like a glue for your clay. And I call this scoring and sticking. But first I need to make my coils. If you notice, I set aside my trivet when I was doing this. And the reason I did that is so I could roll my coil out onto the wooden table. And you're going to do the same. It's so much easier to do this if we don't have a placemat or a paper towel underneath our clay as we're making a coil. We'll just wash our tables later. So as you're shaping your coil, you're going to roll until you have the size of a pencil or the thickness of a pencil. I also need to score the coils themselves. So if you see I have this overlapping area, I need to make sure I score that. So I went ahead and I scored underneath it. And then finally, I'm reinforcing those coils by taking my finger and blending together the coils on the back or inside of my coil pottery. That is very important to make it strong. So you need to just do that on the back. We're going to leave the patterns of the coils on the front of the pottery or on the outside of it. So I'm just going to walk through a few of these techniques. So I've made a spiral using the clay. I've scored it completely. And then I rotate the spiral to form it. And now I'm going to begin by taking my 2 pieces of clay together and weaving a clay piece together. So I'll have a woven coil pattern. So I take 2 ends and I overlap them, and then I overlap them again until I have the pieces completely together. I'm also going to pick up my scoring tool at this time before I apply it. I'll score underneath it on my coil pottery, and I will also score on my woven piece of clay. And then I press the 2 together, being really gentle as I press these 2 together because I don't want to lose that pattern. And then I'm going to reinforce it again by taking the clay and pressing, using my finger as a tool, and pressing the clay together. I'm also needing to add my name at this point. I don't want to have my clay pottery get too tall where I can't fit my name into my pottery. So I'm adding my name, and now I'm scoring again. I'm taking this long coil that I've made, and if you remember, the lip of your clay pottery will need to have 1 coil going around the top. So this is my final piece. I'm taking it and going around. I'm going to take that a little bit off. And then I noticed on my coil pottery it wasn't even. So I'm just adding a couple shorter pieces within the lip of my coil pottery. Again, I'm taking my coil pottery and blending those pieces together on the inside. And I'm just doing a little touch up with my finger, making sure that I've smoothed the edges. So boys and girls, enjoy making your pottery.